Oh my god, Christmas came early in 2020. Huge astronomical news for MLB The Show players and MLB The Show as a game. This is gonna get fun. So yesterday, MLB The Show and the MLB made a huge announcement where they posted on Twitter originally. I saw the tweet from MLB The Show. I get notifications from them and they said big news and there was a link, so I clicked on it. And at first I was like, cool. It seemed like they were just extending the agreement. So, MLB The Show would keep coming out. They would still have MLB licensing. That's something they do. They extend their contract. But as you read a little bit down further, and I'll read the entire thing for you, it's really big news. Major League Baseball, the Major League Baseball Players Association, Sony Interactive Entertainment, and its San Diego studio jointly announced today that they have entered into multi-year extensions to continue development and distribution of MLB The Show, the award-winning officially licensed video game. In addition, the historic expansion of the long-standing partnership will bring MLB The Show for the first time ever to additional console platforms beyond PlayStation platforms as early as 2021. Complete details will be announced at a later date. This is big. This is huge news, as I was referring to earlier. This, to be honest, is what I've been wanting for so long. MLB The Show has been exclusive to the Sony platform, and whenever you would see people asking, when is it coming on Xbox, when is it coming on this, whatever, the simple answer would be it is a Sony exclusive title, and it is only going to be on PlayStation, but now that's going to change. This is one of the big reasons that MLB The Show was kind of always a little bit out there compared to the other sports games, because it was the only exclusive title out of all of them. So as you can imagine, it's very limiting. You have to own a PlayStation if you want to play MLB The Show. So you take baseball, which already at this current state is not quite as popular with the youth, the ones mainly playing the sports games, as the NBA, as the NFL, and you even limit that experience even more because it's only available on one platform. The community has been steadily growing in MLB The Show the past few years, and I expected MLB 2020 to be a big and grand game for the community, but now that we know this is coming, I can't even imagine what this is going to look like once we have new consoles coming on there, because that just expands everything. You take one console to presumably probably 3 or 4 platforms now, which is going to just really widen the experience, bring so many more players, and honestly, hopefully get a lot more people introduced into baseball. That's another big thing, and I think this is another reason why the MLB wanted to do this and not have it just be a Sony exclusive title, because they want more people, they want the kids to be exposed to baseball, and they want more people to get into the game. Talking about those other platforms that I just referenced recently, nothing is explicitly confirmed at this point except for that they in 2021, starting then, other platforms can start hopping on board and distributing the game as well alongside Sony. But there are a couple companies that did make interesting comments on Twitter yesterday. Xbox, of course, this is the big one. It is the console rival. You'd always have Sony and Microsoft right there. And Phil Spencer, really the head of operations, the head honcho over at Xbox within Microsoft, said he's really happy to see this. He made a tweet, and I have a pretty good feeling if they have these guys talking about it, they're already in talks. I don't think they're completely out in the blind right here. I think there's already been some pre-discussions about this, whether or not it's been officially confirmed just behind the scenes, but I am pretty sure Xbox would definitely be having MLB The Show at least coming 2021. And then you have Nintendo of America tweeting about it as well, and this is another console that I can see this game coming out on. Sports games, I think it is pretty much all but Madden, and I don't think NHL has been coming out on the Switch, but I know 2K, which Is it a great port on the Switch? But it's on there, and FIFA is also coming out on the Switch. I don't know if the most recent one did, but I know there was a FIFA game at one point that was on the Nintendo Switch, and I think this is another good option. The thing about that is the specs in the Switch are far less, especially considering in 2021 we will be on the 9th generation of consoles. We will be on the PlayStation 5, which the specs in that compared to the current Nintendo Switch will blow it out of the water. It's not even going to be funny. It's not going to be comparable. By that point, I think they probably will be coming out with the Switch Pro. There's nothing official been talked or confirmed about that, but there has been rumblings, and I imagine by 2021 we probably will see an upgrade to the Switch where hopefully it will at least be kind of to the same power as, you know, maybe a PS4 Pro, and then at that point a port to Nintendo Switch would be a lot easier, because if they did it like this where you have a game for the PS5 and the Xbox Scarlet, I believe it's being called right now, they don't have an official name, and you brought it down to the current Nintendo Switch specs, it would be so watered down. Like, there would be no point. It would be criminal to charge $60 for both of those games when the Switch is so much less. But the Nintendo Switch is a very popular console. I own one myself. I really do like it. It's very handy. You can play it at home. You can play it on the go. The kids love it. They came out with a new portable only Nintendo Switch, and I think it would just really be missing the mark if they didn't come out with it on that console as well. It's not going to be as easy as a port to the Xbox, which will likely have very similar specs within the hardware, but it is a necessary port in my opinion. Then really all you have left is the PC, and that is another one that I'm not as confident in that it's going to happen, because, you know, most sports games at this point are coming out on PC. 2K's been coming out there for quite some time. I know Madden just recently started coming out on PC. That took quite many years in order for it to get there. I think eventually it will come to PC. I don't know if it's going to be right starting in 2021. I hope so, just because once again it broadens the community even more. I know a lot of older gamers sometimes play on PC, so that might be a good option, because, you know, the older demographic is still really into baseball, so I think that could also help expand the community even more. Like I said, the more platforms you get on board is the better for everything, because at the end of the day, Sony had the exclusivity rights, and I'm sure they're getting a pretty good cut of the deal with whoever they make a deal with in order to bring it to other platforms. So at the end of the day, hopefully this should help the Sony San Diego studio, give them more money to help develop the game even more. Not like they, you know, they still make a whole lot of money, you know, with microtransactions and everything about that, but hopefully it should, you know, give them a bigger budget. Hopefully they can hire more people and make this a really, really great experience once it's brought to all platforms. Another thing I want to talk about quick is the competitive scene esports. We were first introduced to it in MLB The Show within the Fall Cup, which I think ended just a couple weeks ago. The big problem, a lot of people noted, there wasn't that much cash in it, which a lot of people thought, you know, really what's the point to go through all of this? Now if you have more consoles there, it should widen the prize range, so there should be a bigger pool, which should make more people want to do it. And of course, you know, just having more consoles just means there's going to be more people that are going to be willing to play it. Hopefully grow this even more, and hopefully, if you guys play MLB The Show like me, if you're one of those people watching this that already play the game, hopefully that's going to make them want to make the game actually more competitive, have a actual skill gap within it, not so random, and going to reward the player for their user input. We can only hope. Nonetheless, this is fantastic news. I could not believe my eyes when I saw it yesterday. It is so good. It's going to be great for the community. As a content creator myself, I'm exuberant. I'm ecstatic. I cannot wait until it is brought to all platforms, because that just means there's going to be more people on the game. It just means there's going to be a wider community, more outreach, more engagement. It's going to be great. I don't know as far as cross-platform goes. I kind of doubt that's going to happen happen. We're starting to see it on a few more games, but as far as like the community marketplace goes, I know like in 2K, Madden, all those kind of sports games, it's usually separate on each console, which I think it's probably going to happen with MLB The Show as well. I'm happy. I'm hoping you're happy. Let me know down below in the comments section what you guys think about this news. This is great. MLB The Show could not be in a better place right now. MLB 20 should be huge. MLB 2021 should be even bigger. Leave a like down below if you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are great today. There goes Saudi. Yeet.
Love is love, and hate is hate. To die is an awesome adventure, and I can hardly wait. Earth is a prison, I need a great escape. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone. You know I'm in my zone. I took a bite of the glory.